This video is powered by USA Gundam. Visit USAGundamstore.com today for all of your Gunpla and hobby needs. Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel and welcome to another review brought to you by USA Gundam. So if you're like me and you actually missed out on the pbandai release of the Hyper Mega Bazooka launcher that they did for the real grade Hi-Nu, never fear, because there is still hope for you to have a BFG for your real grade Nu or Hi-Nu, and that is why today we are going to be taking a look at the Max Hyper Mega Bazooka launcher for the real grade Nu or Hi-Nu. Yes, that is a lot to say, but this thing is a great alternative if you actually did miss that bazooka and you wanted it. This is a awesome kit, and it comes with a lot, and we'll go into that in a little bit, but there is two different versions of this, mainly in the color. The only difference is the color of the plastic. One is catered more towards the Hi-Nu and the other one is catered more towards the Nu. Now, of course, if you're going to be painting it, that's not really an issue. My copy is actually the one that's more catered towards the Nu, but I'll be using it for my Hi-Nu, so of course I'll be painting it. Taking a look at the box, there's not a whole lot going on with the box, so we'll take a look at that now and then we will get it cracked open. On the front, it's just an illustration of this is actually the Hi-Nu colors here. So I'm not sure if every box is gonna have the Hi-Nu colors on it, but that is the Hi-Nu colors. It is made by Max, I believe. And of course it says the Hyper Mega launcher and everything like that. On each side is a nice little schematic of the bazooka, and other than that, that is all that's on the box. So with all that said and done, let's crack it open. Starting off here with the runners, there's technically only 3 runners needed for this kit, but it comes with duplicates of runner A. So you have runner A, B, and C. But as you can see here, with runner A being most of the internals and some external pieces of the bazooka, you also get a white runner of this, and you also get a gunmetal version of this. So you can actually use each of these and kind of use a combination of them to make a finished product that you would actually want. Now, if you're painting this, of course, you can just use off of 1 runner and have 2 spares, but it is neat that they actually give you options that if you don't want to paint it, you can have a neat, interesting, custom-looking design in the end. Moving on to runner B, we have what looks to be barrel pieces and some of the body pieces for the gun, and it's done in a what looks to be Nu blue. Of course, if you got the Hi-Nu variant, it would be a different Hi-Nu blue. And last of the runners, we have runner C, which is done in a darker Nu blue, and it is also more accessory body pieces for the gun. And once again, if you got the Hi-Nu variant, it would also be a different blue. Next up in the box, we have this flexible rubber tube, and that is meant to be the power cable for the weapon. Also included is a stand for the weapon. As you can see, it's done in all clear pieces, comes with a little set of instructions, and comes with nuts and bolts to fasten it together. Lastly, for the bazooka, you actually get a very nice sheet of water slide decals. As you can see, they are actually very crisp and clean, and you get multiple different logos for the Hi-Nu or Nu, whichever variant you're actually doing this with. And this kit comes with a couple bonus features to it, the first of which is an alternate faceplate for the real grade Nu, and it's meant to give it a more Verka feel with the elongated look and the 3 lines in the middle. And of course you get it also in red so that you can use it for the chin piece here. And last but not least, you get a set of 6 fin funnel effect parts. Now these are done in a pink. If you get the dedicated Hi-Nu kit, I believe they're done in a yellow or goldish color. But as you can see, they have some really nice electricity energy effects going through them. And you know, it's really cool that they actually added this bonus stuff into this kit. Before moving on, of course, we get an instruction manual and we'll take a quick look at it. As you can see, we have a nice layout of the 3 main runners and a short but well illustrated look at the build process. And you know, it's pretty straightforward instructions, easy to follow. So with all that said and done, let's get this thing built. Alright, so about an hour later or so, we have a BFG. Big freaking gun. This thing is roughly 1 foot 3/8 of an inch long. So it is a massive gun. I'm not sure if it actually like translates on video or not how big this thing is, but I mean, it's pretty large. The assembly was pretty straightforward. Basically a lot of sliding parts into parts and, you know, two halves come together kind of deal. But the end result is a very nice looking weapon in the end. The fitment issue I had, there's only really one, and it was in the back here. Now, it wasn't anything terrible. All I had to do was where these mate up in the middle here, I had to drill out the holes for the pegs to go in a little bit easier, as they were kind of having a little bit of an issue mating together. But other than that, everything else went very, very smooth. I forgot to mention when going through the runners that 90% of this kit is actually undergated. I really didn't do any cleanup on this. I blasted through the assembly process to try to get this review done, and what you see is the product of me really just nipping from the bottom and, you know, assembling it. So with very, very, very little cleanup, you still end up with a really, really nice looking weapon in the end. So taking a quick look at the details, as you can see, there are plenty of areas of little molded detail here and there. And as you can see, I went with a mixture of the colors for the option parts. So I went with gunmetal for the inner parts, and this little piece up here, white for the little accent pieces, and of course the blues are basically what they are. But there are plenty of different ways that you can actually do this. As far as seam lines, there are a couple that you would have to deal with, mainly on the barrel, as you can see here where these pieces made up. But, you know, that's not that bad, considering this is basically a giant bazooka. Taking a quick look down the barrel there, as you can see, there's a little bit of a seam line on the inner barrel, but not on the outer. All in all, I mean, it's really impressive for what it is. The sheer size of it actually makes it pretty impressive. Look on the other side. Here, got a little bit more of that detail. That's a little bit different on this side. As far as articulation goes, there's really not a whole lot going on there. The handle can swing back and forth to accommodate for the arm to be able to actually get to that handle. And on the other side here, we actually have another handle that flips out, so it can flip in and out, and it's actually on a rail system, so it can slide forward and slide backwards. And, you know, that's to accommodate for any kind of poses that you may want to do, but it also actually slides forward to accommodate for a separate piece. So it comes with this little piece here, and what this is intended to do is actually slide over top and clip in like that. And what that does is make it where you can take the power cable from the bottom here, and you can actually plug it up here into itself, and of course plug the cord back in. And what that's supposed to do is, if you have the like armored unit for the high new or the new, you can actually plug that on top up here as shown in the instructions, and I guess it just makes it a like self-sufficient you know, power something like that, I don't know. But, you know, if you have something else that has this you know, size hole, you can plug that on top of it and have it displayed like that as well. So, you know, the options are basically limitless, and you can do whatever you want with that. And while we're talking about articulation, might as well take a look at this stand. I do like the way that this stand actually looks. I like that the bottom is very clear and has multiple ports to it. But each of these sections, of course, is an area of articulation. With the nut and bolt combination, it's actually very stiff if you tighten it too much, but I found a happy medium there, so you can loosen them or tighten them to your liking. And the port up here, of course, is where the, you know, stand goes in. That piece particular can be different colors. I just chose gray. And I will add that it is a very, very tight fit. So once you get that on there, you really don't have to worry about it coming off, and I kind of don't want to go any further than that because it gets a little scary tight, and I don't want to break it. That is a very nice stand. It does have no issues holding this big gun up. No weight issues, especially with them being a fitting. It's able to be as tight as you want it to be. And one more side note about the stand, you will end up with a spare nut and bolt, so that is very nice. So there's basically one last thing to cover, and of course that is how this weapon is actually held. And as you can see, it is your standard hole in the handle deal, just like it is with basically both the real grade high new and new for all of its weapons. So of course you'll have your weapon holding hand here with the slot there, and it's as simple as just plugging it on. And once you get it plugged in, as you can see, the peg and hole system is a perfect match, so you won't have any issues with the hand actually sliding on or holding on. As you can see, it holds on very securely. And the same thing goes for the other handle up here. Of course, we have the one really main accessory. Of course we have the face plates, but I am not going to disassemble my painted real grade new to swap those faces out. But we do have the fin funnel pieces here, and we have our real grade high new funnel here. And as you can see by the shape of it, it's got two prongs in the back and one on top and bottom. Now they do actually matter. I think this one is a little bit more forward than this one is, and it matches up with the holes on the top and bottom and the two in the back. And it's easy enough to put in. You just line the holes up in the back and sandwich them together, and voila, you have some really neat looking energy effect parts. So as I was setting up for the final shot of this video, I noticed that this real grade high new can actually hold this gun up. That's that's insane. So as long as you have the high new on a stand, of course, you can get the high new to hold this BFG by itself. That is phenomenal. That is insane. I just had to add this. That is awesome. Alright, so that's going to do it for my Max Hyper Mega Bazooka launcher for the real grade new or high new Bazooka. That's a mouthful, but as you can see, this thing adds so much to the real grade new or high new. It gives it a BFG, which there's nothing wrong with that, and it just gives you more display options for your kit. There is a lot of bang for your buck in this kit, as it comes with added funnel effect pieces, an extra faceplate, a really nice stand for the gun, and the gun itself has customized options if you don't want to paint it. So really, for the money, you get a lot in this kit. The kit is 90% undergated, so it's really easy to just snap build and look great right off the get-go, and it comes with a really nice sheet of water slides. So, you know, this thing to me is a must-have, and it's especially a very good alternative, like I said in the beginning of this video, if you missed out on the pbandai Hyper Bazooka that they did. So, if this is something that interests you and you want to get one of your own, head over to USAGundamstore.com. That's where I got this one, and that's where you can get one for yourself. As always, a like and subscribe would be appreciated if you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one.